Reflections for the month of May, which is dedicated to the Blessed Virgin Mary. 24th day. Consideration upon venial sin. It is said in an off-way hand that venial sin is no great evil, but offending God is never a light thing. A God so great, a Father so good, a spouse so pure, a Redeemer so merciful, cannot be offended by a Christian willfully without the highest ranks of rashness and ingratitude. Would it seem to you a slight thing that the whole world should be reduced to ashes? Or what would you say if the whole of paradise was to be cast into the abyss? And yet, a single venial sin is a much greater evil, as being an offense of God. To commit a sin in a passion from want of reflection may be excusable, but to know that a certain lie or act of disobedience is a venial sin, and to commit it wilfully again and again, this is as much as saying, "This little satisfaction to myself pleases me more than offending God displeases me." And yet, to displease Him habitually, to disobey Him at every turn, at every little occasion, without making any account of it, without trying to get the better of it, what a continual embittering of a father's heart, what disregard, what contempt for Him in the heart of a son. If there were no hell, you would, with the same readiness, commit any atrocity, since it is plain that you make no account of God. But if you go on so, you will fall sooner or later into mortal sin too. How long, think you, will God dwell with a soul which is continually displeasing Him? And yet, are you not aware that every day your strength is diminishing, and that you will fear death and hell less and less, and that God keeps retreating from you? Often you are upon the confines of mortal sin, and you do not know yourself whether you have passed them. Who can be sure that you have not committed it? You wish to be saved, and yet are always walking on the brink of the precipice. Example: how many failings that may seem light ones, either from want of reflection or from age, nevertheless are highly displeasing to the Virgin. In Dowry, in the church of Saint Peter, there is in the outer wall a statue of Our Lady, before which some lads had begun to play rudely at a time when certain persons who were passing by had prostrated themselves to pray. The Blessed Virgin wished to show how much she had displeased with the little respect they bore her. The statue moved and lifted up its arm, as if about to strike the boys at play. Some of these youths, perhaps the more modest of the set, perceived it, and turning to their companions, said, "Don't you see that Our Lady has lifted up her arm and is going to strike us, because we are at play here before her?" All of them were frightened when they saw the miracle, and they went in haste to their own homes to give an account of it to their relations. And in less than half an hour there was a great concourse to see the wonder, and those good people to repair the affront offered to the statue of Mary. For 8 days together went, with great devotion and in great numbers, to visit it, and to beg pardon for the irreverence of those youths. And she, in token that she was appeased, wrought many miracles upon that occasion. Act of homage. Behave with particular modesty in church, always keeping your eyes upon the ground at the time of the holy sacrifice. Ejaculation. Thou who wert pure as driven snow, make me as thou wert here below. Amen.